As we've mentioned, a lot of top Democrats have taken to the stage so far at the DNC, but we've also heard from a former Trump insider. Stephanie Grisham served as chief of staff and press secretary to First Lady Melania Trump and then served as the White House press secretary under former President Trump. But she became the first senior staffer to resign on January 6th. Here's what she told this convention about her insight into the former president.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. The Trump family became my family. I spent Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all at Mar-a-Lago. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers.
Stephanie Grisham joins our special coverage live right now. So, Stephanie, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
We worked together when I covered the Trump campaign back in 2016, and after that when you were in the White House. When you told the convention hall, you told me privately, you did consider the Trump family your own family at times. And I know today has been sort of a tough day. I know there's been some really bad reaction on social media from Republicans, from those on the far right as well that have attacked you in very disgusting ways. A lot of love in this room for you, but I know it's been a tough day for you. What has that been like?
Well, you said it best. It's been tough. You know, there's always feelings of guilt. I mean, I'm just a human being, but I know that what I did was right, and I knew that this was incoming. I used to be part of the MAGA world, and I used to do it to people myself. So in some ways, maybe I deserve it a little, but I'm okay. I know I did the right thing.
Yeah. What made you want to come out here and address this convention? Because that is a very big move. I mean, you've essentially, I would say you probably understand this too, sort of ended your career in Republican politics probably. Why did you make that decision?
Well, my career is done, and I don't want to be in politics ever again, but because I want to reach people. I think that the Harris-Walz campaign has been really great about reaching out to others, not just Republicans, and they created, or not just Democrats, excuse me, and so they created the Republicans for Harris coalition, and when they asked me to be part of that, I said yes, and I feel like I can reach some Republican women or some more independent voters and just tell the truth of who he really is. Nobody else has spent as much time with that family as I did. Yeah,
you could have sort of stopped all this, stayed in Kansas, taking care of your animals as you're doing now. You know the MAGA world, some of the MAGA world were going to come after you. Was there a moment of hesitation where you said, is it going to be worth it to get all that flack? Yeah, I think you have to think about that, and especially now, you know, with my own family and with the animals at my sanctuary, but I only thought about it for a second. I think this is important. I think this is going to be one of the most important elections in our modern history, and so to try to even turn 10, 15 votes, I'll do it. We've spent a lot of time talking politics as I was covering the campaign and understanding you when you were, you know, helping us understand the former president and trying to spin for him. I know your politics are more Republican, conservative-leaning politics. Yep. Will you vote for Vice President Harris, and why exactly are you going to vote? Is it the single issue that you hate former President Trump and you're worried about another presidency? Well, yes, I'm going to vote for her. I endorsed her, and I do plan to vote for her. I don't know that it's just about hate. This is not just me being a disgruntled employee. This is about our country's freedom, and, you know, he's going to go back into that administration if he were to win with no guardrails. He won't have to worry about re-election. He will not have Vice President Pence to stop him. He's saying he has nothing to do with Project 2025, and that's absolutely not true. They're probably just going to slap a new name on it, and he's going to take away a lot of freedoms, I think, from many Americans. Yeah, I know you spent a lot of time with former First Lady Melania Trump. You were her top aide. I know since the January 6th incident happened, you haven't spoken to her since then. What do you think is going to happen if he does win the election? Do you think she comes back to the White House? Do you think she continues her work as a First Lady? Yeah, I think that, you know, she really is passionate about children, and I think she'll continue to do that. I could see her maybe splitting her time and being at the White House for really major events, traveling for major events, and then spending time, you know, in Florida or New York. But who knows? I've not talked to her, but I do think she would continue to do work on behalf of children. That's a true passion. And so what's next for Stephanie Grisham? Are you going to actively work for the Harris-Walz ticket, or was this sort of a one-time event? Pop out and then go hide again? No, I will still work for them if the event is impactful enough. I've got several animals to take care of, and it's hard to just up and leave them. But if they need me, if they think I can be impactful somewhere, I will absolutely do it, especially in my
home state of Arizona.
Yeah. You've been with Republicans most of your adult life, right? Working in Republican politics. What have you learned from hanging out with Democrats for a little bit?
Well, they're very friendly. They seem very, very happy. It's been very welcoming, and I think that everybody just wants to move forward from what our administration has caused. You can really tell the difference. The RNC is just, the country's a mess, everything's bad, only Trump can fix it, bad, bad, bad. And these guys are like, we could all work together, come on in, join us, and let's put the country forward. And I think our country really needs that right now.
Stephanie Grisham, we appreciate your time. We thank you for joining our special coverage here at the Convention Hall in Chicago.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.